Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of New England Graveyard. Jason is here and I am currently at the Forest Hills Cemetery and Crematory in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. And I am here to visit with poet and writer EE Cummings. He was born Edward Estlin Cummings in Cambridge, Massachusetts, began writing poetry at age 10, and continued while studying at Cambridge Latin High School. He attended Harvard College, where his father was a professor, and received a bachelor's degree in 1915 and his master's degree the following year. His studies provided him access to such writers as Gertrude Stein and Ezra Pound, whose influence could be seen in his later writings. He published his first book of poetry in 1917 in the anthology 8 Harvard Poets. After a short stint of working for a mail-order publishing company in 1917, he volunteered for ambulance duty with the Norton Harges Ambulance Company in France during World War I. Because of his outspoken anti-war attitude, he was detained by the French authorities on the suspicion of being a spy. After 3 months, he was cleared of espionage charges and freed. His experience in a French prison was described in his subsequent novel, The Enormous Room, in 1922. It would be the first of his literary attacks on the evils of excessive government and authority. His later book, EE, in 1933, would focus on the excesses of Soviet communism. At the end of World War I, Cummings traveled to Paris, where he studied art. Upon his return to the United States in 1924, he discovered there was something of a celebrity for both his books. The Enormous Room and Tulips and Chimneys were widely read. Over the remainder of his life, he alternated among his house in rural New Hampshire, Greenwich Village, and Paris, France, where he would meet with fellow poets, writers, and artists. In his early years of writing, he experimented with different forms of writing poetry, changing punctuation, spelling, and syntax, while discarding the traditional means of writing poetry and creating his own style of poetic expression. This gained him great popularity with the reading public, especially for his simplicity and playfulness in the word form. In 1926, a job with Vanity Fair magazine gave him the means to travel and allowed him the freedom to pursue his avocation of painting in the afternoons and writing at night. His third marriage to photographer Marion Morehouse was considered his happiest, and he would often collaborate in her books, of which Adventures in Value is considered their best work together. He received many awards during his lifetime, including being a fellow in the Academy of American Poets, 2 Guggenheim Fellowships, the Bollingen Prize in Poetry, and the Charles Eliot Norton Professorship at his alma mater, Harvard. At the time of his death in 1962, he was the second most widely read American poet after Robert Frost. So this is his ground marker. Now there's a little confusion here, at least I did, because the big stone next to him is Clark. Over on the side of Clark, and I don't know if you can see it, but it does have Cummings. And on the back, we've got the initials of those who are buried here. And there is EE. So let's give you a look around the cemetery. On this beautiful spring day. The GPS on Find a Grave was very accurate. Recommend using that when looking for Mr. Cummings. Okay. And that was poet and writer EE Cummings. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an old fan, welcome. Thank you for coming back. And I hope to see you in the next episode of New England Graveyard. See you then. Bye.